End of October, warm sun on the outside. But I cannot profit from that solar insolation, sitting inside with seized muscles wrapped about my ribs, setting the clockwork in erratic spasms that shockwave my torso into a contraction tighter than a full-on orgasm, not knowing when it will come, but knowing that it will come again. Old injuries and old hurts in the body shell, that is but a physical envelope to a deeper mind-soul archive of events. From his stories and her stories, our stories and their stories, all intertwined like a coin in the jukebox selection of cliches, that which we call memories, but are more likely reactualized visitations of turning point, tipping point, trigger points in the individually wrapped time slice of processed cheese of life. From a free-floating particle in a proteinaceous emulsion, to being buried in a hard-set mass of turgid fermentation, never again free in movement until the final consumption and digestion of the mass. As I realize the apparent realness of the dream state that I inhabit, I am aware that in this phantasmagorical happening, so it can happen to be that the ordinary fears do not appear to hold priority, as much as it is the confrontation that is the inevitable. Somewhere I am perched on the very edge of a precipice, high above the sea, grey-green far below. Somewhen do I note that I do not wear boots, but only sandals slipping on the last tufts of grass, and that there is no rope to bind me to a safe anchorage up above me to prevent me from sliding over the last rocky projection and hurtling to the hard concrete pan of water far below. I have been here before, and here I am again. Yet it is the awareness of the waking state dream, itself a memory, that reminds me there is no need for fear as a cause for action, as long as I stay in the flow of this continuum. It is enough to see and know and act without fear or panic or trust, but merely with observation, that I must change position and regain safety before I fall from the cliff and drop, before I wake from the dream, before the memory casts me back into the crash, before we lose ourselves in those chains of sequences of events called accidents, and before I, as a child, ever began climbing over balcony railings on the 3rd floor of our apartment block, before I became aware of the distortions in the world that are mimicking the distortions in my corporeal vessel's energetic pathways. Before I woke up, before I went to sleep. End of October, warm sun, there for a reason, evoking demonstration and awaiting penetration of the warmth for the will to be done.